Hey guys, welcome back. The other two games are done, and we have one team that is now into the divisional final. And we figure I'll start with that one first. Colorado and Nashville, Game 4. Colorado with a chance to sweep the Predators and advance themselves into the second round or the divisional final, whichever one you want to call it. And they started off early. They started off like they really wanted to get this out of the way. Burakovsky scores from Comfer and Byron at a minute 56 of the first period. So right off the hop, Colorado's up 1-0, and it's looking like they're wanting to set the trend again. They're wanting to put this thing out of reach. Didn't exactly happen this time. Nashville actually hung in, which good for them. I mean, we figured the result would be inevitable, but they hung in. Gotta give it to them on that. And then also at 18:59 of the first period, Trenin ties it with his second goal of the year from Sissons, and that ties the game at 1. So the first period ends at a 1-1 tie, and you're thinking, okay, Nashville's they're in it. They're not getting blown off their ice. So they're hanging in. You got to give them that. And then the second period, the first 10 minutes, no scoring in the first 10 minutes, and then at 13:33, Makar gets his third of the year from Comfer, and that puts the Avs up 2-1. And it's like, okay, they got the lead again. And then, but that wouldn't last. Nashville, they kept coming. They were like, we're not gonna get blown off our own ice. And Trenin scores his second of the game, his third of the series at 16:49 to tie the game up at 2. And that's how the second period ends. The second period ends 2-2. So the first period was 1-1, second period's 2-2. So Nashville's actually in this going into the third period. The game's not like a complete blowout. And then in the third period, something happens that had not happened during the entire series. Nashville actually got a lead. Forsberg scored his first of the year from Ekholm and Duchesne at 3:58 of the third. So we're like, okay, cool. Nashville finally got a lead. What can they do with it? Can they hang on to it? No, it lasted literally just short of 5 minutes. And then Taves scores his third of the year from Johnson and Burakovsky at 8:55. So that ties the game at 3. And then Colorado said, all right, enough of this. We're going to put this away. And then at 12:02 of the third, Nichushkin gets his second of the series from Makar and Burakovsky. That made it 4-3 Colorado. And then going into the last couple of minutes, Nashville takes a penalty. And McKinnon scores on the empty net and a power play. So it's an empty net and power play goal at 19:04 from Makar. That's McKinnon's 5th of the postseason. That makes it 5-3. And that's how it ends. Colorado sweeps the Nashville Predators with a 5-3 win in Game 4. And now Colorado's going to have... they're probably gonna have at least, I'd say, probably 10 days to rest, and that's gonna give Kemper a lot of time to for his eye to recover, and so he'll probably be ready to go by Game 1 of the division final. So, but the 3 stars, Makar, this of course this was from the app, the NHL app, Makar, Burakovsky, and Trenin. Makar, the first star, Burakovsky 2, and Trenin for the Nashville getting the 3rd star. So at least Nashville got a guy with a star. That got a star at least. But And the shots ended up in favor of Colorado. They ended up 13-6 Colorado in the first. Nashville in the second, 12-11. And then Colorado ahead in the third, 14-13. For a combined total of Colorado with 38 shots, Nashville with 31. Power play, the Avs went 1 for 2. The Predators went 0 for 2. Pavel Francouz, he stopped 28 of 31, while Connor Ingram, who basically was Nashville's third goaltender, he stopped 33 of 37, and yeah, that wraps that series up. So Colorado moves on. Nashville, they get to go into their off season now, and they got some stuff they got to figure out. So Colorado is on to the second round, and we'll see what kind of we'll see exactly just how much downtime they're going to have. Now, of course, they're going to end up playing the winner of either Minnesota or St. Louis, and we'll see. We'll see how long of a break the Avs get. The other game that was on tonight, the Calgary Flames and the Dallas Stars. Calgary, of course, needing a win, needing to get a win to tie the series up at 2 apiece, because they didn't want to go down 3-1. And Ottinger for Dallas. That guy's a pretty good goaltender. And he's from Lakeville. He's from Lakeville, Minnesota here. So, game starts. There's Calgary just comes out flying. I mean, they are just throwing shot after shot at Ottinger, and Ottinger's making huge saves. I mean, there was one save he made on Toffoli that I'm like, it was insane. An insane glove save. And Ottinger looked really good. So there was no scoring in the first. Then finally, in the second period, Ottinger, who had been a brick wall basically, finally the wall, there's a little hole in the wall there. Anderson scores his first of the year on the power play at 10:03 of the second period from Tkachuk and Toffoli. So that puts Calgary up 1-0. And we're like, 1-0, 1-0 won the first 2 games. So we're thinking, oh man, 1-0 might do it tonight too. Well, it goes to the third period, 1-0 Calgary. And then at 7:47, Johnny Gaudreau gets his first of the postseason at 7:47, unassisted, and that puts the Flames up 2-0. Then at 11:53, Lindholm gets his third of the postseason, and I didn't write down assists for that. Boo. Well, I forgot to write down the assists there, but Lindholm made it 3-1, or Lindholm made it 3-0 at 11:53. Oh, sorry about that. My light flipped off. I had to turn that back on. So where are we at? It was 3-0 Calgary. So, Calgary finally showing some life here. And then they take a penalty. Dallas goes on the power play, and Sagan scores on the power play his first of the year at 15:03 from Pavelski and Hintz. And so that's that makes it 3-1. I did forget too. The goal by Johnny Gaudreau was on a penalty shot. So I totally spaced that. That was on a penalty shot, which beautiful goal. Beautiful goal by Gaudreau. So it's 3-1. And then at 19:38 of the third, Backlund scores into the empty net from Yarncroke and Lewis. That makes it 4-1. And that's your final. The Calgary Flames hang on. The Calgary Flames win this game 4-1. They tie their best of 7 series with the Dallas Stars, going back to Calgary for Game 5. And we finally saw a game with some goals in it. You know, I mean, we've been wondering where this has been for the entire series. The first 2 games were both 1-0, and then the third game was 2-0. So we're like, where's the goals? We finally saw some. So the 3 stars, of course, as it says on the app, Gaudreau gets the first star, Ottinger the second, and Markstrom the third. So both goaltenders, according to the app, get 2 of the 3 stars. And yeah, this game, the shots favored Calgary the whole way. 19-8 Calgary in the first. So Ottinger was under siege in that first period. He was under siege in every period. Second period, Calgary outshot him 20-14. And then in the third, it was a little closer. In the third, it was 15-13 Calgary in the third. The final shots, 54 for Calgary, 35 for Dallas. So Calgary finally came out and they started throwing stuff at the net. You know, make Ottinger stop these things. And Ottinger, they actually got some by him. The power plays, of course. Calgary went 1 for 5. Dallas went 1 for 6. And Markstrom saved 34 of 35, and Ottinger saved 50 of 53. 50 saves for Jake Ottinger. And yeah, it ends up being a loss, but I'll tell you, he did really well. And he's all of 24 years old. So yeah, I think Dallas has got a pretty good future in net. So that is the end of the remaining 2 games, and one team has moved on. The other one is going back, tied 2-2. And it's interesting. One series is over. Colorado swept Nashville. The Penguins are up on the Rangers 3-1. The other 6 series are all 2-2. So we're having a really, really good first round here. And these aren't, with the exception of the one, and, you might get 2 that get over early, but 6 of these series are going at least 6 games. So that's a good thing. So, yeah. So that will do it for tonight. I thank you guys for tuning in, and we got four games again tomorrow, and hopefully you guys will be tuning in. I will probably do the same kind of thing. I'll be doing reviews of every game, and I hope you guys will tune in, and if you're new and you're just strolling on through and you happen to see this video or any of the other videos on the channel, check them out. Hopefully you enjoy them. If you enjoy them well enough, hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. I appreciate all the support. And I want to bring every hockey fan in. Every hockey fan I want to bring in to the channel to hopefully hopefully they'll like the videos, and hopefully they'll subscribe. Hopefully I can do a good enough job to earn your guys' subscription, especially if you haven't seen any of the videos before. Again, like I said, hopefully you like them, and if you like them, hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you be a part of the channel. And all the game 4s are in the book now. And tomorrow is the first set of Game 5s. And so I will, and of course I'll be doing those again tomorrow. And I thank you guys for being here. And I'll see you guys again very soon.